Stop trying.
Hello, Mr. Solomonovich.
Ah, Mr. Holmes. How are things with you?
Pretty good, Abraham.
I heard your cousin Abraham had a problem with his shop. What happened?
If I didn't know you well, I would tell you that it's Jewish business that doesn't concern anyone but the Jews. But as you have a little bit to do with it, you have the right to know what is going on.
Ah, would I have something to do with it?
Someone that's seen Abraham telling you something and making big gestures near the Imperial Club. A vicious rumor quickly spread, and it has caused him great injustice. A slanderous denunciation attracted the authorities' attention to my cousin's shop. Abraham must be in the process of answering their questions.
I did, indeed, speak with your cousin the other night. I'm shocked at the consequences of this discussion.
As I was saying, it's the story of the Jews. In the face of adversity, we are united, but amongst ourselves, it's like anywhere else. As soon as our people take a dislike to someone, for right or wrong, we can be without pity and quite cruel.
This is all very worrying. Your cousin knows one, or rather two, of the men who were at the Imperial Club on the night of the Mitre Square murder. One of the two, a butcher in Aldgate named Joseph, is probably withholding information of the utmost importance. I must find this man. Perhaps you can help me.
But there are dozens of Jewish butchers around Aldgate, half of which must be called Joseph. And you know, Mr. Holmes, we Jews prefer to remain in the background of this murderer business, this Jack the Ripper thing. All of London is pointing their fingers at us, saying, it's a Jew who disemboweled these women. Our community is in great peril, you know. There was the business with Lipsky and Leather Apron. I will see what I can do, but I don't promise anything.
I'd be extremely grateful to you. Very well. We may meet again, Mr. Solomonovich.
You are most welcome, Mr. Holmes.
I've paced up and down Whitechapel enough. I should return to Baker Street in order to reflect on the new facts that I have discovered.
Okay, bye.
You're so immature.
I can't help it. You're immature with some things too.
I know, but I'm thinking of the end game of the end of this game. You were just giggling. Don't worry, because when it comes down to all of it, even if it's Sherlock
Hello,
and
Holmes.
or Watson that is doing it, you're gonna be solving the last bit of this fucking game. Just so that you know.
Good day, Watson.
No.
Listen, Holmes, I know I should have got here sooner to give you a report on my research, but this case has led me to neglect my patients and my wife more than I care to admit. I've been able to sort things out over the last few days, and now I am ready to pursue this investigation.
You don't have to justify yourself, Watson. Whilst I do tolerate you as an observer, and despite your occasional help with more menial tasks, may I remind you that you are by no means an indispensable part of this
That's not
case.
also true.
Oh, you tolerate me as an observer, do you? Oh, you're too much, Holmes. Well, Mr. Detective, despite my absence, I have been working on this case, putting my relationship on the line in the process. And I happen to have a confidential letter that only passed from one lord's hand to another. What it contains is extremely serious and concerns Dr. Tumblety and his collection of uteri.
Let me see that.
Give me that shit. I should mention we must avoid having to explain the demands of medical research to the uncultured masses. A general crisis of confidence would result in the links the press would surely be quick to make to the hideous murders committed in the East End. Regard this matter, the rumor that you mentioned in your letter has proved well-founded. 18 months earlier, an American doctor in London did, in fact, contact certain hospitals to no avail to obtain stocks of female genitalia, uteri in particular. The identity of the doctor is unknown to me. He seems to have left London shortly after his attempts. I cannot help but think that he may have returned to London and has found someone who might furnish him with what he seeks. That's not good.
Excellent. This American could turn out to be of great use to use.
That's right. And that's not all. I did some research and finally found an illness that affects the genitalia and can, in certain cases, cause facial symptoms resembling the mutilations seen on the last victim. It is called, would you believe?
Syphilis and the emaciation that can be seen in affected children. I have known that for days,
Fuck have
Watson.
you been doing?
Really?
Listen, now you're already here, Watson, we may as well continue the investigation. Do you remember the map on which we established the area in which our killer lives? I think we should continue our study. Well, I discovered the case of another murder before that of Bucks Row. It happened in George Yard. We shall put it on the map in order to see if it corresponds to our area of research. We must place the murder of Martha Tabram in George Yard on the map. That is where Martha Tabram's murder took place. There's no point going there. I already have all the information we need on that matter.
Jesus Christ.
You see, this murder took place in the area in which our killer lives, his safe zone. Nonetheless, there are two major differences between the murder of this Martha Tabram and that of Polly Nichols. Firstly, the blows inflicted are not the same.
And the second difference?
It follows on from a doctor's opinion. He claims two weapons might have been used, and if there is one group of people we absolutely must not trust in this business, it's doctors. Don't you agree, Watson?
Watch it, Holmes.
Tabram's murder took place in an area where the murderer, whose cowardice is clear, was able to make a quick getaway, that is to say, near his home. For his second murder, he would have wanted to go further afield, so the police would not link these two cases. And as for the other murders, seeing the ineffectiveness of his last one, he headed in different directions to kill his victims while still staying in the vicinity and without going any further than necessary, and all the while planning his escape. My dear Watson, we now know what this man looks like, in what area he lives, and that he suffered directly or indirectly from syphilis. Let's not forget the anatomical knowledge he must almost certainly possess. Given his lower-class background, a butcher seems very likely. However, it may be the case that the man was a butcher once, but is no longer. He might also have been a medical assistant. Who knows? That's why we need the testimonies of the other Joseph and Dr. Tumblety in order to be certain.
What shall we do, Holmes?
As the police's cooperation is futile and can be ruled out, we have nothing to do but wait. Watson, wait, and hope we see one of these two men before the killer strikes again.
At last, a long day's work done. How are you doing, Holmes?
Fine, Watson, just fine.
I suppose you still haven't heard any news from Whitechapel.
No, Watson.
It's been almost a month now. Who knows? Our killer may have brought justice upon himself, overcome by remorse and ignominy for his actions.
Not a chance, Watson.
You haven't done anything about the story of a kidney that was sent in the post and reported by the papers. Why not?
The killer left a message on one occasion with the intention of harming. The letter accompanying this package served no purpose other than to give value to its recipient and arouse disgust against its sender. The killer has never done anything for nothing. In order to authenticate the Galston Street message, he left an indisputable piece of evidence. Can we really say as much about this kidney?
I don't know. All I know is that there are letters piling up on your desk. Isn't it time to move on to another case?
Absolutely not, Watson. I think that the other Joseph is reluctant to meet me. The man he saw must certainly have put the fear of God in him, a man well known for his violence and his hatred towards Jews. There can't be any shortage of those in Whitechapel. I have hope yet. As for Dr. Tumblety...
We found him, Mr. Holmes. We found him.
Who's that?
Dr. Bumblebee. He's been locked up by the Bobbies, but they've let him loose. Oi! He was looking round like a rat who's scared of his own shadow. He's gonna do a runner, he is.
Watson, this is our chance. The game is afoot. Let's hope that Tumblety will go to collect his trunk. As for you, my little friends, thank you for lifting this burden that has been on my shoulders for almost a month.
Oh, I get it. I didn't realize why you laughed until then.
Bumblebees. That's not right.
No.
Silly kid. Oh my goodness. That kid, he's so dumb. It's so great.
Well, he kind of seems homeless.
Kinda? Motherfucker is homeless.
He is here. The doctor is here, up in his room. Peeking through my door, I saw him go up the stairs, and I think he has a pistol.
Regarding the trunk, did you do what I told you to?
Yes, I jammed the lock and filled the trunk with stones. Should we call the police?
Absolutely not. Go home, lock your doors, and if you hear a gunshot, shout as loudly as you can. Watson, we must disarm this man at all costs before attempting to confront him.
One of them get
Come,
shot?
have your pistol at the ready and stay
Call the
alert.
cops!
That's what oh my god. You cannot be that dense. That's what he's doing.
Yeah, I forgot what time it was.
Don't move a muscle or
Damn.
I'll shoot.
Badass.
Who? But what is going on?
Bravo, Watson. I take back everything I ever said about your less than full involvement in our investigations.
Listen, Mr. Policeman. I already told everything to your colleagues at the station, so
Don't you believe it, sir? We're not with the police. We are here to talk about human organs, an area in which you seem to have a great deal of interest.
what? But who are you?
We are the ones holding the
Americans
pistol.
talk,
Listen,
don't you?
Tumblety,
Who are
tell us
you?
everything you know and you will be spared from the noose or a bullet. Have you
Damn.
tried to get hold of any female genitalia from someone during these past months?
So that's it. You English. Listen, as it happens, I do have a collection of female genital organs which I hold dear and never miss the chance to show my friends whatever the occasion.
That's nasty.
If you knew what I feel when my eyes meet the young men's as they contemplate with astonishment and disgust this soft and flabby skin that they worship and place at the center of all their passions. Women repulse me, gentlemen. They are one of nature's greatest mistakes. Lying, haughty, and most of all, nauseating. No, sirs. Men, mankind, we are not made to soil ourselves with such animals, and it is my
What?
task
It's like,
to
what? Is that
educate
first
my
person
peers,
just-
like the ancient Greeks used to do, and put them on the path to masculine relationships, the only kind worthy of our intelligence.
My God, this man has lost his marbles, Holmes.
You haven't answered my
Jesus.
question. Did you attempt to obtain any female organs?
Indeed, but a long time ago. I was living in Liverpool at the time. A few of my
Man
specimens
likes
were starting to
the-
lose their
This is
freshness.
This is a game.
But despite the sum proposed,
But there are people
the
out
heads
there
of the
that-
university
Yeah,
hospitals
like
refused to accede to my demands.
No.
The fear of what others would say, certainly. I know nothing more similar to an arrogant fowl than an English doctor. Yakety yak, always showing off in the courtyard with their haughty airs. And as soon as...
Shut it, Tumblety. So, was it you who killed all of these women? Yes or no?
I regret to say that it was not. If I had really wanted a few more uteri, I would have had them brought in from the United States, where it would cost me much less than here. Or I would have shown a few gold coins in the hallways of a morgue or a hospital in London, and they would have kissed my feet to sell them to me, and not taken the least risk. But kidneys are all the latest, aren't they? I think that I could find one tomorrow for less than £1. In short, gentlemen, I do not know your killer, and I don't know why he's doing that.
The entire time.
But if you come across him one day, please send him my friendship and my deepest respect.
You've gone too far this time.
Come, Watson, let's not get carried away now. Thank you for your assistance, Doctor. If I may offer some advice, you should leave England as soon as possible. Each day that you remain in this country is a risk that an intelligent man would not take.
My pistol?
Without that, it will be even more risky.
I just want to.
He hates women so much.
Can we believe this man, Holmes?
He can't be the murderer, and his story
thing is,
regarding the organs fits.
in his
But we
opinion,
can't
his-
afford to
his-
take the
his
slightest
right
risk.
mind, he was
I will
speaking
ask the Baker Street
Not
irregulars
about
to follow
like,
him.
But, you know, as he was speaking.
Listen, lads, when Tumblety leaves here, follow him discreetly and come and tell me as
That's
early as
crazy.
possible tomorrow where he is
That
currently
man's crazy.
residing. Understood?
Understood, Captain.
Pulled the trigger.
What point of what would murder? Watson murdering somebody?
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. Game over.
Good.
You are already ready, Holmes. What is going on?
I have been waiting for you for at least an hour, Watson. It would appear that a new drama has unfolded. The youngsters came to give me this address, but I have some doubt as to the actual location we are going to. Let's try anyway. At worst, we may come across the Baker Street irregulars to put us in the right direction.
Okay.
What?
I think we're just being jumped around until. Yeah, we're almost.
We
done.
are lost,
Last
Holmes.
couple of parts.
No, we're not, Watson. We are heading for the very street I'd hoped for, but as I wasn't sure it was this one, I've made a few big detours in order to find the right one. I'll know it when I see the name.
Why, of course, Holmes. Why didn't I think of that? The great Sherlock Holmes can't...
Hello, mister.
Oh, go now.
How are you, my friend? Are you not feeling well?
No,
My friend is a doctor. He can take care of you.
don't go there. He came here and he...
Now, Watson, take care of him.
Oh, so you know that. You know. So then you know. Ah, yes. Yes.
I have
So
no
you
reason
do
to go
know.
that way.
Maybe that movie you watched helped you, huh? Or was it a book?
It was a movie. With Johnny Depp.
So was he Jack the Ripper?
No,
No.
he was the detective.
He was detective looking for Jack the Ripper. Was it modern day or was it old school?
Old school.
It was old school.
You should see it. It was a really good movie.
We'll watch it after this.
Ooh.
Sherlock was like, oh, fuck. It was like, god damn.
My
There you go.
My god.
Can't talk. Wait for the coppers. Are they coming? My eyes are closed.
Really?
No.
Go find them too, mister. I'll stay here and keep an eye out. Go!
No, I must await my friend. Ah, here he is.
My god. Sherlock's like, the fuck?
Watson, are you there? How are you?
Fine, Holmes, and you? What happened?
Hello, sir.
What?
Where are we, Watson?
In Whitechapel, Holmes. This must be Dorset Street. You don't seem very well. Do you need something?
Indeed, Watson. Some clay, a great big piece of clay. I would ask for some wine, too, but as you know, I taste nothing but melodrama.
Shit.
What is over there?
A trip from which you will never return, Watson. Trust me, don't go there.
A trip? Behind this door? In this room?
It's not strictly a door, it's more of a portal, a threshold, and what lies behind it is not the mortal realm, Watson. It is a place beyond time and space, the gift of a frantic artist who made use of his talent in order to grant us access to his world, Watson. Beyond that threshold is an abyss. Hell. The police won't take long to arrive, and the last thing I want is to waste precious time on them. Could you lead me out of this area and take me home?
Aww. Poor Sherlock. He saw something that he will never unsee, ever.
This makes me want to cry.
That was serious. You're like, oh my god. Oh, poor Sherlock.
Oh.
You should come and eat, Holmes. Mrs. Hudson has worked wonders. The joint has been cooked medium rare. If only you would tell me what was in the courtyard.
The answer, Watson.
The answer, Holmes?
Yes, the answer to a question that you asked me a few weeks ago.
How the devil can the answer to a question I asked you be found in that courtyard? And what question are you referring to, Holmes?
Talking
How
while
our
you're
killer
drinking.
set about reaching the height of horror by taking another victim, Watson.
Perfect.
Did I not tell you that I wanted to avoid melodrama?
Do you